Good morning, story timers. It's me, Donna Vee, and I'm so excited to be here today. This is story time. We are live Sunday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. approximately. Sometimes we run over because you know what? There's so many exciting books that we have to read, and we read 3 books a day, and we have so much fun. We talk about healthy habits and good manners. And I'm really excited because this has been a passion project of mine since March 21st of 2020. So if it's your first time here, welcome. If not, welcome back. I'm so excited to be here. It is December 9th, which is a very dear friend of mine's birthday. His name is Fabio. He is from Italy. He's Italian. I've known him forever. And good morning, Jim Tomlinson, all the way from California. I love it. Nice to see you, sunshine. And I love John Lennon is your picture. I think that's awesome. And that's so sweet, Ryan. Happy anniversary, story timers. That's so funny. It's actually March 21st is the anniversary. It would be 2 years. But what he means by that is this is the first time that Ryan and I ever actually spoke outside of story time. So it was pretty awesome. And I'm really excited because I have a big announcement, a ginormous announcement. Good morning, Jerry Reesby. Yes, I do. Besides the fact that Santa Claus will be here on the 19th, okay, which I'm really excited about because he was here last year and he promised then that he would come back because he was so excited and had a great time with my story timers. Good morning, Frank Simon. Nice to see you. Ooh, triple threat, Thirsty Thursday timers. He is ready for the alliterative sentence of the day, and the letter for today is H. And I'll show you what H looks like in 1 minute, but I want to just show you something right now. This is Santa, and Santa will be here on December 19th. And actually, you know what? I'm going to post that Santa will be here. Santa is coming. Story time. December 19th, mark your calendars. He'll be here, and I'm so excited. And he'll be reading 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. So he'll be here then. But this Sunday, I have a huge announcement. I'm going to grab my book. Hold on, right over here. Oh, such a library in here. This is one of my favorite Christmas books written by one of my favorite people, illustrated by another one of my favorite people, and it's called Douglas, A Christmas Tale. And Douglas, A Christmas Tale is an amazing story, and it's written by Joe Carney and illustrated by Natty Bumpercar. And guess what? This Sunday, I will have Joe Carney on, the author, reading the book, and we'll have a message from the illustrator because he is otherwise occupied. And I am just so excited because I know so many amazing people that love and support Storytime. And remember, like I said, if you would like to be a guest reader, all you have to do is message me. So that means that 2 Sundays in a row, we are going to have guest readers. The first one is Mr. Joe Carney. He is an author. And then the second one is Santa Claus. So I'm really excited about that. But today is story time, and the letter is H, and we are talking about H, happiness, right? What brings you happiness? What brings you joy? H, okay? Hey, Al, good morning. Make sure you let Christine know that this Sunday, it's going to be Joe Carney reading his book, Douglas, A Christmas Tale, which you can get on Amazon. It's amazing. It's a great Christmas gift. So you're supporting a local artist and author, and books are some of the best gifts you can give someone. I love books as a gift. Okay, so I realized yesterday that I got so excited and so distracted, I forgot to shout the kids out that are on the back of the G. So today I'm going to start right now with that because I'm going to show you how it's done. We get really excited when we know, when I say we, I mean me and my buddies behind me. when all the kids are watching. And my list is over here. This is the list that's going to Santa. Yesterday we added William, and we still have plenty of room. So if you have anyone that you want to add, please let me know, because this list is going directly to Santa Claus. The way you let me know is just put their name in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to put them on the list. And I shout the kids' names out every day that correspond with the letter of the day. So today's letter is H, but yesterday I got a little excited and forgot to shout out the names. So let's do that first, okay? From yesterday, carrying over to today, if your name begins with the letter G, you should be really excited, because I want you to fill your body with so much energy and love, and know that you're loved by us here at Storytime and everyone else, and make sure that you love yourself. But here's the names on the letter G. Good morning, Giovanni, Gracelyn, Genevieve, Juliana, and Grace. So I'm really excited. And that was the letter G. Today's letter is H, uppercase and lowercase. Hey, good morning. I don't know what that means, but if you would like me to put your name on the list, I can. And because FYI means for your information. But good morning, Ruth. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. And thanks for joining on YouTube. You can find Storytime with Donna Vee on YouTube or Facebook, and you can find all the old episodes on Facebook or YouTube. Hey, thank you, Phyllis. I'll definitely put her on there. I'm putting Haley on right now, and it's perfect because today's letter is H. So then Santa Claus will know too. So Haley gets put here, and then here, and then the master list. Let's put her here. H-A-I-L-E-Y. It's a beautiful name. All right. So if your name starts with the letter H today, right? Uppercase, lowercase, ASL, then I'm about to shout your name out. And I want you to fill yourself with all the energy and excitement as if you're getting the Nobel Peace Prize, or you just won the race of a lifetime, or maybe your order is up at Friendly's. Oh, I can go for some ice cream. All right, are you ready? Good morning, Holland. I see you over there. And Hannah Lorraine, she's getting so tall. And Harper and Hunter and another Harper and another Hannah. And now we have Haley. So good morning, everybody. I'm so excited that you're here today. It makes me so happy. Okay, so now we have already learned that Santa's coming on the 19th, and that this Sunday we have author Joe Carney reading Douglas A Christmas Tale. So what next? Well, that is a lot right there. And you know what? Sometimes things can feel like there's so much going on, but that's when I have to just get really quiet, take a deep breath in, and just practice a little bit of appreciation and gratitude. Like when I wake up in the morning and I say, wow, I'm so excited. It's just another day, and I'm so happy, and I appreciate the fact that today it was sunny out when I woke up, because I take our dog Rusty. I'll show you what he looks like. He's super cute. Rusty goes out for a walk. Here we are together. And this was Rusty meeting Santa Claus for the first time. Look at that. Oh boy, there's Santa training his reindeer. So I woke up, and when I saw the sun was shining, I was so excited. And I thought, this is going to be awesome, because we went for a nice long walk and we practiced fetching today. We tried. I mean, there were a few times where I had to go fetch the ball, and it was not exactly the easiest, but it was fun. And it gave me a chance to get outside and practice an H, healthy habit, exercise. Do you guys like to exercise? Some people like to exercise more than others. Well, I like to exercise my healthy habits by waking up, brushing my teeth, taking a shower, or washing my face and my hair, and then coming over to Storytime and learning every day, which is so good for you, right? We also practice the alphabet. And while we practice the alphabet and recite it, we sit and we exercise. Why do we sit and exercise? Well, that's a good question, because some people may have an injury or a disability that prevents them from exercising standing up, right? So it's really important to show everybody that there's something everyone can do. So we start with seated jumping jacks and arm circles, and we go throughout the alphabet. Now, there are 26 letters in the alphabet. Did you know that 13 letters in is the letter M, and it stands for middle? That's what we shout out. It's pretty amazing when you think about it, because I don't know who designed the alphabet, and even if they thought about that the 13th letter in is M, because there's 26 letters, but it's pretty awesome. And then when we get to the letter S, we shout switch, and we switch exercises. If it's your first time here, welcome. Don't get nervous. There's no mistakes that you can't just work through. And if it's not, I hope you're going to do it with us. Are you ready? Here we go. Arms out. Non-spaghetti arms. Seated jumping jacks, please. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, middle, N, O, P, Q, R, S, switch, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. I'm so excited and I'm so proud of you, because if you practiced your exercises and your alphabet at home with no one watching, you know what else you're doing? You are practicing, well, increasing and strengthening your character. And character is something you can't buy at a store, can't order off Amazon. It's something that's within you that only you are in charge of. And it's amazing. It's following through and doing something you say you're going to do. It's practicing when no one's watching. It's a really great characteristic to have. It's good character. It's a good quality. Okay, now I see my friend Frank Simon has put up an alliterative sentence. I don't know if you know what an alliterative sentence is, but it's a sentence that starts with all the same sound or letter, and I read it 3 times fast like a tongue twister. But before I even do that, I need to have some water. And water is another healthy habit. So maybe you have water there. Well, I have 2 containers of water because I got so excited. I filled one and then realized, ooh, today'd be a great day for another one. So I'm going to start with this one, and I go to the count of 5. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I count that long, and that's how long I take a sip for. Water is really great because water is energy, and putting that energy into your body helps you keep moving throughout the day. Do you know that you could actually put wishes and good words and positive affirmations into your water, and when you drink it, it'll go right into your body? It's kind of like, do you ever make a wish in a wishing well and you throw a penny in and you say, I wish I may, I wish I might? Well, that penny is holding on to your wish and you're throwing it into water. Well, why not throw your wish into the water and then take the water into you? I say, go for it. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I love water. We're so lucky because where I live, I have palatable drinking water. It's so good for you. And not everybody does, but I will tell you that we are so lucky. That's why we shouldn't run the faucet and waste water. No, we want to make sure that we save water, conserve water, and respect water. I think that's a good way of saying it. Okay, now I think I'm ready for the challenge. I'm ready for the alliterative sentence for the day for the letter H. H. Are you ready? Here we go. I'm not looking, and then I have to say it 3 times fast. You get a sneak peek. I do not get a sneak peek. Nope. I'm not looking. I'm not looking. Now I'm looking. Here we go. Ha ha, Hannigan. hold hot heroes harmlessly hopping, harvesting helium, helicoptering hummingbirds. Ha ha, Hannigan. Hold hot heroes harmlessly hopping, harvesting helium, helicoptering hummingbirds. Ha ha, Hannigan. Hold hot heroes harmlessly hopping, harvesting. I'm going to give it. Yes, you're going to take it from me. I know. I don't. It's because I stumbled on harvesting helium, helicoptering hummingbirds because I doubted myself. I was reading so fast, and I thought you were going to say it was hoping and not hopping, and no. So now Frank Simon's going to laugh at me. He's going to say ha 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 ha, and it's okay because guess what? It's just a game. And I know it's a game. And I love that he plays this game with me every time he's here, stretching my ability to sight read. And it's something that I think is so important. And to learn that you can't win everything. So, ha, Hannigan, hold hot heroes, harmlessly hopping, harvesting helium, helicoptering hummingbirds. And I will say this. I stumbled over the harvesting. So therefore, Frank wins. Congratulations, Frank. Okay. He is like the stinky older brother that I've never had. He says, no, I'm not going to say ha. I'm just going to say hilarious. Okay. Hopeless stumble, but you kept going. Frank wins. I know. And it's okay. And I'm glad because I know he needs to win right now more than I do. Just kidding. I'm just being a stinky little sister back. Okay. Now, you know what time it is? Ooh, it is time for the next healthy habit, which is alliteration right there. H, healthy, H, habit. And we are going to get out our vitamins. It's vitamin time. So it's vitamin time. I love vitamin time. You know why? Because vitamin time is a way to fill myself with nutrients and strength, and it builds up my immune system, and I'm so excited. So guess what? Well, if you're taking vitamins and you're little, you should ask for help. H, because there's a little lock, and I love it. The guesses are coming in. One purple, one pink, please. Nice manners, Frank Simon. And here's what's going to happen next. We go into the magic vitamins, and you see there are pink and there are purple. And I don't look, and I pick out two. And the person that picks the right combination gets to pick a page out of my little yellow book, A Beginner's Guide to the Universe by author Mike Dooley, Uncommon Ideas for Living an Unusually Happy Life. And I do live an unusually happy life. I mean, listen, let's be real. Not every day is sunshiny. Not every day is filled with rainbows. But you know it is? My pocket full of extra sunshine. I have a memory bank filled with rainbows and smiles. And I know how to tune in, tap in, and say, okay, I'm going to try to breathe into a better day, a better feeling, a better moment. But right now, let's see what happens and who's going to win with the vitamins. So if it's your first time here, welcome. And you need to just put in one pink, one purple, or two pinks, two purple. And if you win, you get to pick the page number for the nugget of truth. But what do we do here? Do you remember? We use our manners. We say, please, may I have a vitamin? Thanks for the vitamin. That's what we do. So we get an adult to help us to open up the vitamins. Oh, they smell like candy. They even look like candy. But remember, boys and girls, they're not candy. So don't take more than the recommended daily dosage, which mine happens to be 2. Okay. Here we go. Oh, it's a one of each day, please. Absolutely. Today is going to be a good day. It's a beautiful day. All right. Here we go. Are you excited? I am. Let's see. My stomach's growling. Let's see what we have today in this hand, where it says believe, like that. Yeah, Pat Grillon gave me that ring a long time ago. My daughters gave me this one. That's my grandmother's wedding ring in there. And this is my clear quartz, which I love. Okay, you ready? On the count of 3, we're going to figure out what vitamins we have. In this hand, we have, it's purple. So, ooh, it's anyone's game right now. And on this hand, it's Purple. It's a two-of-a-kind day. That means sorry. You guys, you didn't get it. But I wonder if someone might be here that hasn't guessed before. If someone's here watching, like Ruth, if you're still here, or Phyllis, and you'd like to, you can pick a number between 7 and 158. And then we'll pick the page out of the book, read it, and see what the message is today. And the message is for everyone that's watching, which is amazing. So here you go. Oh, yeah. The other part of healthy habits is, I love that, tartar sauce, he said. You don't chew with your mouth full. Nope. Darn it. I do that all the time. You don't chew with your mouth open, and you never talk with your mouth full. We want to practice healthy habits and good manners. So on the count of 3, here we go. 1, 2, 3. That song just cut off so awkwardly. I think I need to get new batteries for the books. Okay, so let's just pick a page at random, shall we? I think we'll get, well, how about 32? Because I see 32 on my screen somewhere. And it doesn't sound like something we've ever read before. So let's try that. 32. 32. Well, 32 is a paragraph page. So let's see. We'll go to 35. Are you ready? Here we go. No matter what you may go after in life, getting what you want will always boil down to at least a little bit of divine intervention, your own. The speed with which any dream may be realized is always a function of how small the miracles have to be in order not to freak out the dreamer. Can you imagine? The difference between have and have not is always down to imagination. And there are 3 things that will always evade your personal senses: trees growing, the earth spinning, and dreams coming true. Never assume these things aren't happening based on what you see. Now that's amazing. That is a really awesome nugget of truth. Let's say that again. There are 3 things that will always evade your physical sense, meaning that you don't recognize is even happening: trees growing, the earth spinning, and dreams coming true. Never assume these things aren't happening based on what you see. That's magical, because it means that we know the trees grow every day. We know the earth is spinning, but sometimes we feel like, how come my life isn't going the way I want? How come things aren't happening for me? But maybe they are. They're just not going as quickly as you want them to, or they're not showing up in the way that you think they should. But everything happens for a reason. And if you believe in the power of manifestation and positive thinking, you can change your attitude, which makes you a magnet at any time. So why don't we get out our friend Bartholomew, the once known as social distancing buddy, and now known as our storytime buddy, and let's send love and light to each other, because we know that together we can elevate the vibration of the global population, one good deed, one kind word, one day at a time. Bartholomew, please join me front and center. Bartholomew's here to remind you that if you feel alone, if you feel you need a hug, that all you have to do is turn to, I don't know, you might have a stuffed, snuggly animal somewhere in your house that you could just become a little bit more aware of and say, you know what, you're going to be my go-to. You're my go-to bear. You really are. And then maybe have some extras, because when you're not around, you want to make sure that Bartholomew has somebody to hang out with. So like, for instance, I can't even help myself. I have to pick out Lammy all the time. And then how about Unique Unicorn, right? Because we're all unique. We're all different. Some of us have freckles. Some of us don't. Some of us have pink sparkly hooves. Wow, ladies, this is pretty beautiful right here. And you know what? Doesn't make Bartholomew jealous because he doesn't have pink sparkly hooves. It makes him say, wow, you guys, you look beautiful in your own way. And I'm beautiful in my own way. And we're all unique creatures. And that's what it's all about. So why don't we do this? Send love and light, peace and joy, healing and harmony, because we also have to remember that we have some really nice puppy dog friends that need healing and health also. Like, for instance, I know that I have so many puppy friends, and in a few days, Rusty will be going to have surgery. He's going to get his teeth removed because he broke a tooth. And I also know some puppies from far across the land, all the way over in Northern Ireland, UK. And what's going on? Some surgery. Did you hear anything, Ryan? Ryan, you got to keep us filled in. Yes, do you see that? That's Annabelle and Madeline. And aren't they beautiful? Oh, I love them. We have so many animals on our show. If you have pets and you want to share them with us, you can. That's Reggie and Regina. I never remember I can't remember their names. Look at this. Cinnamon and Mush. Got a bunch of Cinnamon and Mush. We got Dash and Hershey. And of course, my buddy Yogi. And I love Yogi so much, actually. But so let's send out some love and light and healing to everybody that needs it. Hi, Lisa. Oh, what's going on, Lisa? I know you need love and light. I heard you let me know you had an injury, and we're trying to hope that you get some healing done too. So that's perfect timing that you're here, because that's what we're going to do. Wait, where's Cecilia? Okay. Here we go. Now we've got Cecilia will heal you. So why don't we do this? And if you want, it's an H alliteration. Yes. And if you'd like me to do an H alliteration, I'm down for it. We have a few minutes, so go for it. I'll do it before we do our breathing. All right, let's get it going. We have a lot of books to read today and a lot of healing to send out. So if you don't mind, with me, you can send some love and light out and energy out to everyone that needs some love and healing today. Now, it's very simple to do because we are powerful beings. So all you have to do is think of somebody, place them here, put them in your heart right here, and then send a big beam of light from your heart chakra to their heart chakra. If you don't know what a heart chakra is, just send a big beam of light out like you're a flashlight or a torch, depending on where you live and what you call it. And all you have to do is shine that light across the world, and together we'll elevate the vibration of the global population. And are you ready? 1, 2, 3. That was amazing. Holy guacamole. I'm so excited that you were here for that part. And I hope you felt it just like I did. And remember that you could do that anytime you want. You are such a powerful being, even if you're little itty bitty. Because you know what? Love is powerful. Light is powerful. And sending it out is even more powerful because what you give away increases and it's exciting. Okay. Ooh, I dropped my water. Sorry. Maybe I should take a sip. Here we go. That was awesome. All right. Whoa. I'm glad I took a sip of water because this is the next alliterative sentence. Wait a minute. I'm not looking. I'm giving you all a chance to look. Oh my goodness gracious. Wow. Now I'm going to look. Oh my goodness. Here we go. How to be happy. Hitchhike on a helicopter. Hide not from hysteria. Holler hip hip hooray when happy. Have and hold honeymoons hereafter with your honey. Honeymoon here and have happiness hereafter. How to be happy. Hitchhike on a helicopter. Hide not from hysteria. Holler hip hip hooray when happy. Have and hold honeymoons hereafter with your honey. Honeymoon here and have happiness hereafter. Excuse How to be happy. Hitchhike on a helicopter. Hide not from hysteria. Holler. Hip hip hooray when happy. Have and hold honeymoons hereafter with your honey. Honeymoon here and have happiness hereafter. I think I got it. I'll wait for the official response from you, Lisa, because it was your sentence. You let me know. If you think I got it, then I'm excited. I stumbled during Frank's and, oh, wait a second. You did? Where did I trip up? Let me hear. Tell me. Tell me where I tripped up. I love learning where I do that. Holy hurricanes. I know. Holy hurricanes is true. I don't know. Lisa says she heard a trip up. Last sentence. Honeymoon here and have happiness hereafter. You know what, Lisa? One of the things I love about this show is the participation. The other thing I love is, I said honey here and after. I might have said honey here and after. I'm not going to rewind. I believe you. But one of the things I love is we learn all about and teach all about playing games and not always having to win and losing with grace. So that the most important part to me is that you show up here and you make these sentences. And yes, exactly. The school teacher rules. That's right. Okay, now let's put our feet to the floor, ground ourselves, get ourselves ready to take a deep breath in and say something positive about yourself. I am a winner anyway. I am powerful. I am amazing. I am ready to read. I'm so excited to read today. Okay, now yesterday, if you were here, you saw that I had this amazing, beautiful box of books called What You Do Matters. And I read the first one. Today I'm going to read the second. I also have another special book, but I want to tell you this. Thank you, Sherry, you're so sweet. This, because the letter H is today, and we're talking about holidays. The first book is for the little kids called Llama Llama Holiday Drama by Anna Dudney. Llama Llama Holiday Drama. Look at that llama. How cute is that llama, right? Ooh, that's holiday drama right there. Tangled Lights. So cute. Llama Llama Holidays. Jingle music, lights ablaze. Remember we had Hanukkah Llama. Happy Lamaka. I couldn't say the word. When we were talking about Hanukkah last week, we had a book that we read called Happy Lamaka. Sparkly candles, yummy bread, dress-up clothes in green and red. How long till that special date? Only 15 more shopping days. Llama Llama has to wait. You know, it's really funny. Today is the 9th, and that means that today we are only 15 days. No, how many days are we from Christmas? We've got 25 days, and let's say 15 days. Well, from Christmas Eve. That's pretty amazing. I didn't even know that about this book. Llama Llama Holidays, ads and signs and store displays. Uh-oh, it's got the countdown. Only 12 more shopping days. Fluffy snow and fluffy, funny elves. Goodies piled high on the shelves. Just how many days to go? Llama Llama wants to know. Time to buy and search and shop. Mama carries, llama drops. Uh-oh. Buy a friend a rubber duck, pirate ship or tractor truck, wooden blocks or building set. Ooh, what will Llama Llama get? So exciting. Llama Llama Holidays, hustle bustle cooking craze, measure sugar, roll the dough. 10 more batches left to go. What? That's a lot of cookies. I love Christmas cookies. Ooh, how many more days again? This special day is coming when? Take the cookies out to cool. Frost a great big batch for school. Add some sprinkles, almost done. Teacher gets the fancy one. No more cookies left to bake. Llama, llama, tummy ache. School has dreidels, songs, and bells. Big red ribbons, woodsy smells. Draw a snowman, make a star. Decorate a candle jar. Those are fun to make. I love that. Aren't there many days to go? Llama time is going slow. Mama needs a present too. Get some sparkle sticks and glue. Roll it up and wrap it how. Llama wants to give it now. Ready, look. How cute. Little baby animals at school. The sheep, and that looks, I guess, like a cow, and then a giraffe and a llama, and they're all hanging out, crafting. I love it. Llama llama holidays, unpack stockings, unwrap trays. Ooh, shiny silver fancy plates. Llama llama waits, waits, waits. Cut out snowflakes, tape them up, pour some eggnog in a cup. Oops, it's yucky on the floor. Llama llama waits some more. I love eggnog. Stringing lights is not much fun. How come Mama isn't done? Is the big day coming soon? Llama llama starts to swoon. All this waiting for one day? Time for presents right away. Too much music, too much fluff, too much making, too much stuff, too much everything for Llama. Look at Llama. It's a lot of llama drama. Llama, llama, holla drama. Look at how cute, though. Come on. I love the pictures in this book. Holla drama. Come and listen, little llama. Have a cuddle with your mama. Sometimes we should take a rest and hold the ones we love the best. Wishing, waiting, wanted things, we forget what this time brings. Gifts are nice, but there's another. The true gift is we have each other. Llama, llama, warm and snug, gives a kiss and gets a hug, snuggles close with Mama Llama. Happy holidays for Llama. Aw, but look at its little buddy. What a funny face. Excellent. Llama llama holiday drama. It is hard to wait for Christmas to come, especially when you're little, right? I mean, all that waiting. It's like, well, we wait for so many things in life, and we have to just be patient. And it's not always easy, for sure. I know that. Okay, are you ready for the next book? This is a special book for someone special. It's the Velveteen Rabbit, or How Toys Become Real, by Marjorie Williams, illustrated by Michael Green. Got a jacket? Invite it in. Put the jacket over here, and don't forget to put it back on before you put your book back on the shelf. Ooh, this is a different version someone donated. The Velveteen Rabbit, or How Toys Become Real. There once was a Velveteen Rabbit. And in the beginning, he was really splendid. He was fat and bunchy as a rabbit should be. His coat was spotted brown and white. He had real thread whiskers, and his ears were lined with pink sateen. On Christmas morning, when he sat wedged in the top of the boy's stocking with a sprig of holly between his paws, the effect was charming. There were other things in the stocking, nuts and oranges and a toy engine and chocolate almonds and a clockwork mouse. But the rabbit was quite the best of all. For at least 2 hours, the boy loved him. And then aunts and uncles came to dinner, and there was a great rustling of tissue paper and unwrapping of parcels. And in the excitement of looking at all the new presents, the Velveteen Rabbit was forgotten. For a long time, he lived in the toy cupboard or on the nursery floor, and no one thought very much about him. He was naturally shy, and being only made of velveteen, some of the more expensive toys quite snubbed him. The mechanical toys were very superior and looked down upon everyone else. They were full of modern ideas and pretended that they were real. The model boat, who had lived through 2 seasons and lost most of his paint, caught the tone from them and never missed an opportunity of referring to his rigging in technical terms. The rabbit could not claim to be a model of anything, for he didn't know that real rabbits existed. He thought they were all stuffed with sawdust like himself, and he understood that sawdust was quite out of date and should never be mentioned in modern circles. Even Timothy, the jointed wooden lion, who was made by the disabled soldiers and should have been had broader views, put on airs and pretended he was connected with the government. Between them all, the poor little rabbit was made to feel himself very insignificant and commonplace, and the only person who was kind to him at all was the skin horse. The skin horse had lived longer in the nursery than any of the others. He was so old that his brown coat was bald in patches and showed the seams underneath, and most of the hairs in his tail had been pulled out to string beaded necklaces. He was wise, for he had seen a long succession of mechanical toys arrive to boast and swagger, and by break their mainsprings and pass away. And he knew that they were only toys and would never return into anything else. For nursery magic is very strange and wonderful, and only those playthings that are old and wise and experienced, like the skin horse, understand all about it. "What is real?" asked the rabbit one day, when they were lying side by side near the nursery fender before Nana came to tidy the room. "Does it mean having things that buzz inside you and stick out handle?" "Real isn't how you're made," said the skin horse. "It's a thing that happens to you. When a child loves you for a long, long time, not just to play with, but really loves you, then you become real." "Does it hurt?" asked the rabbit. "Sometimes," said the skin horse, for he was always truthful. "When you are real, you don't mind being hurt." "Does it happen all at once, like being wound up?" he asked, "or bit by bit?" "Well, it doesn't happen all at once," said the skin horse. "You become. It takes a long time. That's why it doesn't often happen to people who break easily or have sharp edges or who have to be carefully kept. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been loved off and your eyes drop out and you get loose in the joints and very shabby. But these things don't matter at all because once you are real, you can't be ugly, except to people who don't understand. I suppose you're real, said the rabbit, and then he wished he had not said it, for he thought the skin horse might be sensitive, but the skin horse only smiled. The boy's uncle made me real, he said. That was a great many years ago. But once you are real, you can't become unreal again. It lasts for always. The rabbit sighed. He thought it would be a long time before his magic, called real, happened to him. He longed to become real, to know what it felt like, and yet the idea of growing shabby and losing his eyes and whiskers was rather sad. He wished that he could become it without these uncomfortable things happening to him. There was a person called Nana who ruled the nursery. Sometimes she took no notice of the playthings lying about, and sometimes, for no reason whatsoever, she went swooping about like a giant wind and hustled them away in cupboards. She called this tidying up, and the playthings all hated it, especially the tin ones. The rabbit didn't mind it so much, for wherever he was thrown, he came down soft. One evening, when the boy was going to bed, he couldn't find the china dog that always slept with him. Nana was in a hurry, and it was too much trouble to hunt for china dogs at bedtime, so she simply looked about her, and seeing that the toy cupboard door stood open, she made a swoop. Here, she said, take your old bunny. He'll do to sleep with you. And she dragged the rabbit out by one ear and put him into the boy's arms. That night, and for many nights after, the Velveteen Rabbit slept in the boy's bed. At first, he found it rather uncomfortable, for the boy hugged him very tight, and sometimes he rolled over on him, and sometimes he pushed him far underneath the pillow that the rabbit could scarcely breathe. And he missed, too, those long moonlit hours in the nursery when all the house was silent and his talks with the skin horse. But very soon he grew to like it, for the boy used to talk to him and made nice tunnels for him under the bedclothes that he said were like the burrows the real rabbits lived in. And they had splendid games together, and in whispers when Nana had gone away to her supper and left the nightlight burning on the mantelpiece. Oof, I need to get my reading glasses. And when the boy dropped off to sleep, the rabbit would snuggle down close under his little warm chin and dream with the boy's hands clasped close around him all night long. And so time went on, and the little rabbit was very happy. So happy that he never noticed how his beautiful velveteen fur was getting shabbier and shabbier, and his tail was coming unsewn, and all the paint rubbed off his nose where the boy had kissed him. Spring came, and the boy had long days in the garden, for wherever the boy went, the rabbit went too. Ooh. Ooh, he had rides in the wheelbarrow and the picnics on the grass and lovely fairy huts built for him under the raspberry canes behind the flower border. And once, when the boy was called away suddenly to go out to tea, the rabbit was left out on the lawn until long after dusk. And Nana had to come and look for him with the candle. Look at that. How beautiful. I love that. So Nana had to come look for him with a candle because, look at that. The boy couldn't go to sleep unless he was there. He was wet through with dew and quite earthy from diving in the burrows the boy had made for him in the flower bed, and Nana grumbled as she rubbed him off with a corner of her apron. "You must have your old bunny," she said. "Fancy all that fuss for a toy." The boy sat up in bed and stretched out his hands. "Give me my bunny," he said. "You mustn't say that. He isn't a toy. He is real." When the little rabbit heard that, he was happy. When he heard that, he was happy, for he knew that what the skin horse had said was true at last. The nursery magic had happened to him, and he was a toy no longer. He was real. The boy himself said it. That night he was almost too happy to sleep, and so much love stirred in his little sawdust heart that it almost burst, and into his boot-button eyes that had long ago lost their polish, there came a look of wisdom and beauty, so that even Nana noticed it next morning when she picked him up and said, "I declare, if that old bunny hasn't got quite a knowing expression." Look at the bunny. That was a wonderful summer. Near the house where they lived, there was a wood, and in the long June evenings, the boy liked to go there after tea to play. He took the Velveteen Rabbit with him, and before he wandered off to pick flowers or play at brigands among the trees, he always made the rabbit a little nest somewhere among the bracken where he would be quite cozy, for he was a kind-hearted little boy, and he liked Bunny to be comfortable. One evening, while the rabbit was lying there alone, watching the ants that ran to and fro between his velvet paws in the grass, he saw two strange beings creep out of the tall bracken near him. So look at this is where they are. How beautiful. Story time's going to go a little long today, I think. They were rabbits like himself, but quite furry and brand new. They must have been very well made, for their seams don't show at all, and they changed shapes in a queer way when they moved. One minute they were long and thin, and the next minute fat and bunchy, instead of always staying the same like he did. Their feet patted softly on the ground, and they crept quite close to him, twitching their noses, while the rabbit stared hard to see which side the clockwork stuck out, for he knew that people who jump generally have something to wind them up. But he couldn't see it. They were evidently a new kind of rabbit altogether. Look at that. See them? They stared at him, and the little rabbit stared back, and all the time their noses twitched. "Why don't you get up and play with us?" one of them asked. "I don't feel like it," said the rabbit, for he didn't want to explain that he had no clockwork. "Oh," said the furry rabbit, "it's as easy as anything," and he gave a big hop sideways and stood on his hind legs. "I don't believe you can," he said. "I can't," said the Velveteen Rabbit. "I can jump higher than anything." He meant when the boy threw him, but of course he didn't want to say so. "Can you hop on your hind legs?" asked the furry rabbit. That was a dreadful question for the Velveteen Rabbit. He had no hind legs at all. The back of him was made all in one piece, like a pincushion. He sat still in the bracken and hoped that the other rabbits wouldn't notice. "I don't want to," he said again. But the wild rabbits had very sharp eyes, and this one stretched out his neck and looked. "He hasn't got any hind legs," they called out. "Fancy a rabbit without any hind legs." And he began to laugh. Not nice. Not nice. "I have," cried the little rabbit. "I've got hind legs. I'm sitting on them." "Then stretch them out and show me, just like this," said the wild rabbit, and he began to whirl around and dance till the little rabbit got quite dizzy. "I don't like dancing," he said. "I'd rather sit still." But all the while he was longing to dance, for a funny new tickly feeling ran through him, and He felt he would give anything in the world to be able to jump about like the rabbits did. The strange rabbit stopped dancing and came quite close. He came so close this time that his long whiskers brushed the Velveteen Rabbit's ear, and then he wrinkled his nose suddenly and flattened his ears and jumped backwards. "He doesn't smell right," he exclaimed. "He isn't a rabbit at all. He isn't real." "I am real," said the little rabbit. "I am real. The boy said so." And he nearly began to cry. Just then there was a sound of footsteps, and the boy ran past near them. And with a stamp of feet and a flash of white tails, the two strange rabbits disappeared. "Oh, come back and play with me," called the little rabbit. "Oh, do come back. I know I am real. I know it." But there was no answer. Only the little ants ran to and fro, and the bracken swayed gently where the two strangers had passed. The Velveteen Rabbit was all alone. "Oh dear," he thought. "Why did they run away like that? Why couldn't they stop and talk to me?" For a long time he lay very still, watching the bracken never returned. And presently the sun sank lower, and the little white moths fluttered out, and the boy came and carried him home. Weeks passed, and the little rabbit grew very old and shabby, but the boy loved him just as much. He loved him so hard that he loved all his whiskers off, and the pink lining to his ears turned gray, and his brown spots faded. He even began to lose his shape and scarcely look like a rabbit anymore, except to the boy. To him, he was always beautiful, and that was all that the little rabbit cared about. He didn't mind how he looked to other people because the nursery magic had made him real. And when you are real, shabbiness doesn't matter. Hi, Dennis. I am back. Thank you. And then one day, the boy was ill. His face grew very flushed, and he talked in his sleep. And his little body was so hot that it burned the rabbit when he held him close. Strange people came in and went in the nursery, and a light burned all night. And through it all, the little Velveteen Rabbit lay there hidden from sight under the bedclothes, and he never stirred. For he was afraid that if they found him, someone might take him away, and he knew that the boy needed him. It was a long, weary time, for the boy was too ill to play, and the little rabbit found it rather dull with nothing to do all day long. But he snuggled down patiently and looked forward to the time when the boy should be well again, and they would go out in the garden among the flowers and the butterflies and play splendid games, and in the raspberry thicket, just like they used to. All sorts of delightful things he planned, and while the boy lay half asleep, he crept close to the pillow and whispered. All sorts of delightful things he planned, and while the boy lay half asleep, he crept up so close to the pillow and whispered them in his ear. And presently, the fever turned, and the boy got better. He was able to sit up in bed and look at picture books, while the little rabbit cuddled close at his side. One day, they let him get up and dress. I'll see you, Jerry. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. It was a bright sunny morning, and the windows stood wide open, and they had carried the boy out onto the balcony, wrapped in a shawl, and the little rabbit lay tangled up among the bedclothes, thinking. The boy was going to the seaside tomorrow. Everything was arranged, and now it only remained to carry out the doctor's orders. They talked about it all, while the little rabbit lay under the bedclothes with just his head peeping out, and listened. The room was to be disinfected, and all the books and toys that the boy had played with in the bed must be burnt. Hurrah, thought the little rabbit. Tomorrow we shall go to the seaside, for the boy had often talked of the seaside, and he wanted very much to see the big waves coming in, the tiny crabs and the sand castles. And then just then Nana caught sight of him. How about his old bunny? They asked. Oh, that? Said the doctor. Why, it's a mass of scarlet fever germs. Burn it at once. What? Nonsense. Get him a new one. He mustn't have that one anymore. Oh my goodness. And so the little rabbit was put in a sack with the old picture books and a lot of rubbish and carried out to the end of the garden behind the fowl house. That was a fine place to make a bonfire. Only the gardener was too busy just then to attend it. He had the potatoes to dig and the green peas to gather, but the next morning, he promised to come quite early and burn the whole lot. That night, the boy slept in a different bedroom, and he had a new bunny to sleep with him. It was a splendid bunny, all white plush with real glass eyes, but the boy was too excited to care very much about it, for tomorrow he was going to the seaside, and that in itself was such a wonderful thing that he could think of nothing else. And while the boy was asleep, dreaming of the seaside, the little rabbit lay among the old picture books in the corner behind the fowl house, and he felt very lonely. The sack had been left untied, and so, by wriggling a bit, he was able to get his head through the opening and look out. He was shivering a little, for he had always been used to be sleeping in a proper bed, and by this time his coat had worn so thin and threadbare from hugging that it was no longer any protection to him. Nearby he could see the thicket of raspberry canes growing tall and close like a tropical jungle, in whose shadow he had played with the boy on bygone mornings. He thought of those long sunlit hours in the garden, how happy they were, and how great sadness came over him. He seemed to see them all pass before him, each more beautiful than the other. The fairy huts in the flower bed, the quiet evenings in the wood where he lay in the bracken, and the little ants ran over his paws. The wonderful day when he first knew that he was real. Oh, look. Oh, look at that flower. He thought of the skin horse, so wise and gentle, and all that he had told him, of what use was it to be loved and lose one's beauty and become real if it all ended like this? And a tear, a real tear, trickled down his little shabby velvet nose and fell to the ground. And then a strange thing happened, for where the tear had fallen, a flower grew out of the ground, a mysterious flower, not at all like any that grew in the garden. It had a slender green leaves, the color of emeralds, and in the center of the leaves, a blossom like a golden cup. It was so beautiful that the little rabbit forgot to cry and just lay there watching it. And presently, the blossom opened up, and out of it, there stepped a fairy. Whoa. Wow. She was quite the loveliest fairy in the whole world. Her dress was of pearl and dewdrops, and there were flowers around her neck and in her hair, and her face was like the most perfect flower of all. And she came close to the rabbit and gathered him up in her arms and kissed him on his velveteen nose that was all damp from crying. "Little rabbit," she said, "don't you know who I am?" The rabbit looked up at her, and it seemed to him that he had seen her. He had seen her face before, but he couldn't think of where. "I'm the Nursery Fairy. Look how beautiful. I'm the Nursery Magic Fairy," she said. "I take care of all the playthings that the children have loved. And when they are old and worn out and the children don't need them anymore, then I come and take them away with me and turn them into real." "Wasn't I real before?" asked the little rabbit. "You were real to the boy," the fairy said, "because he loved you. Now you shall be real to everyone." And she held the little rabbit close in her arms and flew with him into the wood. It was light now, for the moon had risen, and all the forest was beautiful, and the fronds of the bracken shone like frosted silver. In the open glade between the tree trunks, the wild rabbits danced with their shadows on the velvet grass. But when they saw the fairy, they all stopped dancing and stood round in a ring to stare at her. "I've brought you a new playfellow," the fairy said. "You must be very kind to him and teach him all he needs to know in Rabbitland, for he is going to live with you forever and ever." And she kissed the little rabbit again and put him down in the grass. "Run and play, little rabbit," she said. "Run and play." Beautiful. Look. Oh, how pretty. But the little rabbit sat quite still for a moment and never moved. For when she saw all the white rabbits dancing around him, he suddenly remembered about his hind legs, and he didn't want them to see that he was made all in one piece. He did not know that when the fairy kissed him that last time, she had changed him altogether, and he might have sat there a long time, too shy to move, if just then something hadn't tickled his nose. And before he thought what he was doing, he lifted his hind toe to scratch it. And he found that he actually had hind legs. Instead of dingy velveteen, he had brown fur, soft and shiny. His ears twitched by themselves, and his whiskers were so long that they brushed the grass. He gave one leap, and the joy of using those hind legs was so great that he went springing about the turf on them, jumping sideways and whirling round as the others did. And he grew so excited, that when at last he did stop to look for the fairy, she had gone. He was a real rabbit at last, and at home with the other rabbits. Autumn passed and winter, and in the spring, when the days grew warm and sunny, the boy went out to play in the wood behind the house. And while he was playing, two rabbits crept out from the bracken and peeped at him. One of them was brown all over, but the other had strange markings under his fur, as though long ago he had been spotted, and the spots still showed through. And about his little soft nose and his round black eyes there was something familiar, so that the boy thought to himself, "Why, he looks just like my old bunny that was lost when I had scarlet fever." But he never knew that it really was his own bunny come back to look at the child who had first helped him to be real. Oh, look. See it right there in the corner? Oh, that's so sweet. And there he is. The Velveteen Rabbit, or How Toys Become Real. So this Christmas, if you get a Velveteen Rabbit, a bunny or a puppy that's in your stocking, or a kitty, or any animal, make sure you take really good care of it and love it and hug it and make sure that you give it all your love, because maybe one day it will be real. You never know. Okay, well, I know that we always have 3 books, but I think that version counted for 2 long books. So tomorrow we will read both of the books that we have to read left in this amazing series, What You Do Matters. So tomorrow we'll read What You Do with a Chance, What You Do with a Problem, and we'll definitely read a holiday or winter book too. And don't forget that this Sunday, I'm so excited to say that my friend Joe Carney will be here, and he'll be reading Douglas, A Christmas Tale. It's going to be amazing. The book will be read by its author. I can't wait to hear how he wants to read his book. I know how I read it last year, but I think it's important to hear the words come out of the author's mouth. It's going to be magical. So today's Thursday. Tomorrow will be here, and the letter will be I. Sunday will be J. for Joe Carney. How funny, how amazing, how ironic, how magical. Are you ready? You're very welcome, everyone that's watching. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you being here. And I appreciate the fact that you don't mind sharing, because it would be so amazing, so we can get more people to know that Santa's coming on December 19th. That's only 10 days away, and it's going to be awesome. Okay? So, if you will with me, we finish every day with a hug. We get out my Squishmallow from Liliana and Melanie and give it a hug all the way from Massachusetts. Put right over here with Santa Claus and the elf. And then, here we go. You put your right hand on your left shoulder and your left hand on your right. Give yourself a hug for me. Squeeze yourself so tight and know that I love you and everything's going to be all right. And I will see you tomorrow morning when the letter is I. Here we go. Ground your feet. Put your hands up in the air. Take a deep breath in, and let's say some positive words about ourselves before we go out into the rest of our day. Are you ready? I am filled with excitement. I am joyful. I am hopeful. I am totally content. Thank you so much, and happy birthday, Fabio. Oh, I better sing to you. I don't know if you're here watching with your kids, but happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Fabio. Happy birthday to you, and many more. All right, talk to you soon, everybody. Bye. Have a great day.